Israel and Iran have exchanged new strikes. The U.S. is against lowering the price cap on Russian oil. 2 children died from carbon monoxide poisoning in Perm. Today is Saturday, June 14th. Like and subscribe. This morning and last night, Israel endured 5 waves of Iranian rocket attacks. This was Tehran's response to the strikes on June 13th. The main strike targeted Tel Aviv. Israeli TV channel N12 estimated the total number of rockets launched by Iran at 150 to 200. The attack was so powerful that the famous Israeli Iron Dome couldn't keep up. In this video, you can see the shockwave from one of the explosions. However, according to the IDF, 75% of the rockets were intercepted. The Israel Defense Forces confirmed a hit in the city, but the IDF claims that only civilian sites were affected. Here, for example, are shots from one of the apartments in Tel Aviv. According to the Jerusalem Post, 2 people were killed when a shell hit one of the residential buildings. In total, 4 deaths have been reported. At least 90 people were injured. Contrary to the IDF's claims, there are still. During the first attack, there were reports that a rocket struck the Israeli military command base. Later, Fox News journalist Trey Yingst reported that Iran was able to strike the Kiryat complex. This is a special district in Tel Aviv, where all of Israel's military and political leadership was located. The reporter even called it the Israeli Pentagon. As soon as Yingst showed the aftermath of the strike on the complex, the military made him leave. And this is what the city of Rishon LeZion looks like now, to the south of Tel Aviv. As a result of the shelling there, at least 20 people were injured. Rishon LeZion is the 4th largest city in Israel. Iran had more than 150 targets for its strikes. This was stated by the advisor to the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, General Ahmad Vahidin. Specifically, this includes the Israeli airbase where F-35 and F-16 fighter jets were stationed, as well as F-15s, refueling aircraft, and transport planes. In addition, command centers and electronic warfare centers located at these bases were also targeted. On the morning of June 14th, Iran launched Shahed drones at Israel. Here is footage of one of them being destroyed over the historic region of Galilee. Israel responded to the Iranian attacks with a strike on Tehran. Specifically, explosions occurred near Mehrabad Airport, one of the 2 airports in Tehran. Google service published satellite images of the airport after the attack. They show that the strikes targeted aircraft. According to Reuters, there is an Iranian Air Force base at Mehrabad with fighter jets and transport planes. Another airstrike was carried out on a residential complex in the northeast of Tehran, which is connected to Iran's Ministry of Defense. Iranian state television claims that about 60 people were killed, including 20 children. Against this backdrop, Yamin Netanyahu addressed, quote, the proud people of Iran. He stated that the goal of Israel's operation is to prevent the threat posed by Iran's nuclear program and ballistic missiles. Netanyahu emphasized that Israel is fighting only against the bloodthirsty Iranian regime, not against the people of the country. He called on Iranians to take advantage of the regime's vulnerable position and overthrow it. Netanyahu spoke a revolutionary Middle Eastern slogan in Farsi: Woman, life, freedom, which is used by protesters against religious conservatism. Donald Trump told Benjamin Netanyahu that the U.S. will not stand in the way of Israel in its attack on Iran, but will also provide assistance in offensive operations against the Islamic Republic. They won't do that either. This was reported by the Wall Street Journal. In addition, Trump stated that Israel has eliminated all Iranian negotiators involved in the U.S. nuclear deal. This was reported by a CNN correspondent, Dana Bash.
He said, the people I dealt with are dead. I clarified, does that mean Israel killed the people you were negotiating with? To which Trump responded sarcastically, well, they definitely didn't die from the flu or from coronavirus.
66 drones were shot down over Russian territory on Saturday night. This was reported by the Ministry of Defense. These are the Voronezh, Belgorod, and Samara regions, the Stavropol Territory, as well as the annexed Crimea. The governor of the Stavropol Territory, Vladimir Vladimirov, reported that drone debris fell in the industrial zone of the city of Nevinomysk. One of Russia's largest chemical plants, Nevinomysk Acid, is located there. Here is footage from the Stavropol Territory.
Guys, the acid plant is on fire over there, and you can hear gunfire. You can hear gunfire. And right now, it's really scary.
This?
Jay got it. Shot down, shot down, shot down, shot down, shot down. No, shut it down, shut it down.
And this is already Ukraine, Zaporizhia. The city was attacked by drones. 3 people were injured. This was reported by the head of the regional administration, Ivan Fedorov. Among the injured are a 62-year-old local woman and 2 police officers. In addition, a warehouse with humanitarian aid caught fire. At least 100 tons of food were destroyed. The United States is opposed to lowering the price cap on Russian oil. This was reported by Bloomberg, citing sources. The publication notes that the European Union and the United Kingdom are seeking to lower the cap to $45 per barrel in order to put pressure on Russia's oil revenues. The final decision rests with U.S. President Donald Trump, and it could still be changed, Bloomberg sources noted. The initiative is planned to be agreed upon at the G7 summit, which will be held in Canada from June 15th to 17th. Earlier this week, the European Commission proposed lowering the cap on Russian oil from $60 to $45 per barrel. Tragedy in Perm. 2 children died from carbon monoxide poisoning. This was reported by the press service of the Investigative Committee for the Perm region. The statement says that on June 14th, 4 children were found unconscious in an apartment on Okotnikov Street. The ambulance crew confirms the deaths of 2 children, girls born in 2007 and 2010. According to preliminary data, the cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning. The investigative committee has opened a criminal case. Traffic accident in Moscow. Bus crashed into KAMAZ truck on M2 Crimea Highway. Bus traveling Chekhov to Moscow. The driver and 6 passengers were injured. According to police, the bus driver lost control of the vehicle. The head coach of the Russian national football team, Valery Karpin, is now the head coach of Moscow's Dynamo. In February, Karpin left his role as head coach of Rostov. At that time, he said he needed to fully dedicate himself to working with the Russian national team. It is now emphasized that Karpin's contract with Dynamo stipulates that his work with the Russian national team takes priority.
This is an interesting project, obviously, first and foremost a sports project. The club hasn't won any trophies in a long time, so, our goals align, and we'll do everything we can.
That's all the news for this hour. Kirill Sadov was in the studio for you. Give us a like and be sure to subscribe. That way, you'll help other viewers see our broadcasts. Bye for now, and see you soon.